The Bitcoin price has already experienced a 50% correction, exactly as I predicted. The question is, are we going to head lower, or will the bulls break back above this very, very key level and get a bounce? I'm going to show you some very, very key bearish targets that we need to keep in mind, because we have some gaps here. Remember, these gaps tend to get filled sooner rather than later. If we go into the 4-hour chart here, we can see that we had a very, very tiny 4-hour CME chart gap here at 38K, and Bitcoin filled it right now. And the next big gap, which is a huge gap, is down here at $23,800. So according to the CME chart, going down to 23.8 here could definitely make sense. But you can also see that we have gaps all the way down here, down to $17,000, and some people are talking about 17,000 as a target for Bitcoin. And
welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Will the price of Bitcoin drop down to 17,000 US dollars as per the Moon Bitcoin prediction? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with some brand new TA, and I'm here to reassure you that right now is not really the perfect time to give ourselves all these bearish narratives, because we have certain parameters that we need to achieve in order for us to determine whether Bitcoin is going to drop further below the previous all-time high, which is approximately around 20,000 US dollars. So before we go to 17,000 US dollars per BTC, right, we need to achieve, or rather break through, certain barriers. This is one of the reasons why I keep on saying that the crypto community is the most irrational community out there, because you guys are way too bullish when things are bullish, and you guys are way too bearish when the markets are bearish. You need to keep a neutral sort of perspective. So anyhow, what I'm trying to say is Bitcoin is not just going to drop to 17,000 just like that. You understand? It's not just going to do that in a flash of a second. I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. Okay, so anyhow, what I'm trying to say is, before we break this particular barrier, right? Because you have to remember, before we pumped all the way to around 56, before we went to 63, right, there was an exchange of BTC between the bears and the bulls. So this cluster of trading action is going to play a key role in order for us to determine what BTC is going to do here, or if it's going to end up pumping. You understand? So you just can't go to 17,000 US dollars without analyzing what is happening here in relation to what is happening in the present time. You get what I'm saying? So this is one of the reasons why I really despise crypto YouTubers who just say things for the sake of shock value. You understand? Because if you do technical analysis, you understand the principles of, price action trading. You understand? So anyway, this is my technical analysis. And yes, I do acknowledge that the price could eventually, in the near future, go to 17,000. But before it does that, certain things have to play. So if you guys are going to be watching this particular YouTube channel in the next 2 years, then I don't know, probably. You understand? Because timing is very important. So my time frame is between now and mid-June, right? BTC is not going to go to 17,000 US dollars. Today is the 28th of May. And by the 15th of May, BTC is not going to be trading near 17,000 US dollars, because that is absolutely, it's not really highly probable, because we have a particular range. So let me just break it down for you, right? So we sort of started having some downward trading action, right? And what we are experiencing at this particular moment is we are in an accumulation phase or we are in a redistribution phase, because this particular price action right over here, this was distribution. The price was being distributed by the highest key players. The market makers were distributing the price, or rather they were distributing their BTC. And eventually we did end up falling off of a cliff because we lost our previous support bases, you know, around 48, you know, around 53, 52, 56. We ended up like losing this support. So this is one of the reasons why you see this nasty daily candle, because that was indicating a loss in terms of support. And eventually, before we even dropped to 30,000 US dollars, right, we just didn't fall off of a cliff right over here, because this particular area played a key role. These areas right over here, this area played a key role in determining whether, or rather the intensity of the drop. So this is one of the reasons why I highly object the fact that we're just going to drop to 17,000 US dollars before even like, you know, like having some at least substantial trading action before the price of Bitcoin dropped to this particular area. Before it dropped to 30,000 US dollars, it spent a long time. It spent about 81 days trading back and forth, you know, testing the support, testing the resistance. It spent a long time before dropping down to 30,000 US dollars. You understand? So the price of Bitcoin dropping to 17,000 US dollars is just not going to easily happen like that, because there has been a lot of trading action which has been happening. If you take a look at the visible range, right, this is a whole lot of trading data right over here that needs to be overcome in order for the price to drop to 17,000 US dollars. So this is why I do not really love sort of misleading my subscribers. You understand? So anyhow, let's talk about my technical analysis for the next 2 weeks. Okay, so remember, today's the 28th. This technical analysis is probably going to be valid till the mid of June, till the 15th of June. So please, in the future, please bear with me, because I know there's going to be like a lot of people who are going to be watching this particular video in the future. Okay, let's do this. So anyhow, I did explain to you that BTC is dropping, right? And we are either forming accumulation, where we might potentially end up breaking towards the upside, or we are forming redistribution, where we might end up dropping to the downside. Okay, so at this particular moment, it's too early to decide whether it's going to be accumulation to the upside or redistribution to the downside. You understand? So what we're going to do is we are going to trade the range. The range is your friend till it breaks out. Okay, the range is your friend till it breaks out. So at this particular moment, right, we had this particular price action where we ended up bouncing and forming this type of action. Okay, so when it comes to trading, right, you have fractals. In case you guys don't really know anything about fractals, please do research on trading fractals. William fractals, okay? So this is a fractal right over here, and this is also a fractal. This is an up fractal. This one over here is also an up fractal, while this one is a down fractal. And if we really get to like zoom in, right, this particular down fractal has already played its role. You know, so in case you guys don't know what a fractal is some sort of high between two body closes. You've got the lowest wick to the upside, right? And you've got, you know, preceding lower closing values right over here. So this is a down fractal. And this is an up fractal, where you have the lowest point right over here preceding two, you know, lower body closes like that. So this is an up fractal. Clearly, this one is an up fractal. This one is also an up fractal, while this one is a down fractal because these two previous, preceding candles were lower than that particular body close right over here in terms of the wick. So that is basically how you get to find out what these fractals are. And just like I keep on telling you, not all fractals are created equally. You dig? So what I'm looking at right now is this particular range. This particular range is going to be very fundamental because this is the trading range that has been created by these fractals. I'm not really going to take this particular trading action right over here, because this particular, trading action is not really valid. The most valid one is starting from here to that particular level, from the 23rd till the current value. Okay, if we flip over to the 12 hours, right, you guys can clearly see that obviously Bitcoin is respecting this range. Okay, boom, we created our up fractal. All right, so a lot of people might really consider this one to be like some other box, right, whereby we have that particular up fractal, but I really doubt that because we ended up correcting from this particular area. And you have to remember that this was some sort of bounce. This was like a dead cat bounce, and we ended up bouncing and then we ended up dropping. So this is one of the reasons why I really believe that this particular trading action is more realistic in terms of determining your trading range. Okay, so the price is most likely going to be trading in this particular area between $30,000 all the way up to around $42,000, give or take. But what's going to happen in the next coming few days is we're going to drop below these particular low levels because this is where the stop losses are, between 29,800 all the way up to around 31,700. This is where a lot of people have got their stop losses. So market makers usually play with people's emotions and they drop the price below. So this is one of the reasons why I really believe that the price is going to drop below this particular area between $27,000 to $29,000, then bounce. When it bounces, it's going to come back in this particular range and then sort of have like a coiling effect and then eventually break out to test this particular resistance right over here between 48,000 to around 52,000 US. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what is going to happen in the next coming 2 weeks by mid-January 2021. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the blueprint. So what I urge people to do is trade the range until it breaks. Okay, so boom, I go to like buy back. If you guys take a look at my YouTube channel, right, I did tell you when precisely to buy. I wasn't giving you like a lot of options saying the price is going to either do this or do that, because when it comes to trading, there are highest probabilities. You see, cryptocurrency YouTubers have got this thing that really pisses me off. They talk about all the possibilities, and then when an outcome comes to reality, they're going to be like, exactly as I predicted. What do you mean you predicted it? You said all the options, you laid out all the options. Of course something is going to happen. But if you give out the highest probability and you stick to your narrative, and if that narrative that you gave out comes to fruition, if it plays out, then you are a legit trader. You understand? So what I'm trying to say is I'm not going to give you like a whole lot of different options saying this, that. All I'm trying to tell you is there is going to be like a break of this particular support. It's going to dip, between 27,000, 26,000 to 28,000, and then push back up. Then we're going to like face a little bit of rejection, come back into this trading range, and then go up and then pump and go and retest. You see, the price of Bitcoin is not going to go to 17,000 US dollars before testing this resistance. This support turned into resistance has to be tested before we can go lower. You understand? That's how the game is played. And I'm going to keep my narrative till the mid of June. You know? So I'm a little bit pissed off, you know? Because, you know, these guys are like deceiving you guys because they always talk about all the possibilities. They always talk about all the possibilities. Like if you take a look at all these YouTubers, right? They talk about the bearish narrative and the bullish narrative. They give you all the options. Of course, something is going to play out if you give out like that. But you have to give us your highest probable outcome. That's why you've been doing bloody TA, to find the highest probability so that you can maximize your wins, you know? So anyway, before I get all crazy on these guys, man, I'm just giving you my TA. So what you can do is trade along with the altcoins. When BTC pumps, when BTC finds support, go into alts. When BTC finds resistance, get out of alts. The blueprint is very simple. It's very easy. You know, don't overcomplicate stuff. You know, so let's take a look at what's going to happen by mid January, and then we're going to, you know, come back to this particular episode. But so far, you know, you guys already know my track record. It's insane. You know, just take a look on my YouTube channel and take a look at my predictions. So let me say no more. So at this particular moment, I really hope that you guys got to like sell at this particular, you know, up fractal kind of boundary. And then later on, we're going to be able to buy either at the low or when it kind of does a swing failure pattern. Remember, I do give private trading consultations. I also offer portfolio management and basically help people make a lot of money. So yeah, send me an email, talk to me via the comment section below, and have a great time. Be good, be humble, and you know, always be honest. Take care and talk to you a little bit later. Bye.